This section of Squad School is going to talk about the meeting responsibilities for the foodie mom. Now, we know that this job has been pretty intense for a while, and many leaders have shared their concerns, especially over the last year, with the expectations for the foodie mom, especially when it comes to all the things that she's supposed to be doing in the meeting. So we have taken all of those things into account. We have heard you, and we agree. It was nuts. So there are some changes here. We have shifted some responsibilities around. We are hopeful that the new expectations and responsibilities in the meeting are a little less overwhelming. There's still a lot here, but we're going to try and see how it goes this year. And if we have more work that needs to be done, we'll do the work. So we expect for foodie moms to arrive about a half hour before her meeting starts. Especially if she's brewing coffee, because many of those machines just take some time to warm up and brew and be ready. So on top of the coffee, and there's a number of things that need to be done ahead of your meeting starting, and we want to make sure that your space is set up well before people start arriving at that start time. We don't want you setting up tablecloths when she's trying to put her stuff down when she comes in. So just be mindful of that. There is a lot to do in a short time, even with the things that we've removed. The foodie mom role is one of those roles that we just really strongly encourage you to recruit a volunteer or 2 or 5, depending on the size of your group, to just step in to support you at the meeting to help you get those things set up. Many hands makes for light work. None of these responsibilities, any of these leadership roles, were made to be done by yourself, especially in groups who have like 30 or 35 women or more. It's very, very overwhelming if you don't have some extra hands helping you out. So especially for the foodie mom, recruit. She doesn't have to go through training or anything else. She can just stand there and cut up food with you, but it feels big because it's big. So encourager moms are another people that you can pull in. Caring moms or mini squad coaches are also other people that you can pull in if you don't have a team yet. That's going to be kind of tricky at your first 2 meetings, especially because they do have some other responsibilities at those meetings to just be available to help welcome and direct and connect people in your first couple of meetings. So maybe grab a friend or 2 and just say, hey, I need some help. Will you help me cut and set up food? So for food preparation, you will need to prepare any beverages that your group is preparing. So make coffee, grab hot water for tea, pitchers of ice water, whatever you're preparing, grab that and bring it out. You're going to grab paper products and plastic cutlery for your food service. You're going to collect knives and serving utensils and platters and bowls and pitchers, whatever you need to serve food in your meeting from the kitchen. You're going to make sure that there are cards and Sharpies available for women to label their food. And it is highly recommended that you take a kitchen cart and place it curbside right outside your meeting for moms to be able to just pull up, drop off their food, and then go park before they come into their meeting, so they're not having to juggle all the things and all the kids on days when they have food on food responsibilities. And then your team is just going to keep an eye on that cart, and when you see food show up, you go out and grab it, bring it in, and take the cart back out. To set up food, you're going to just ensure that all the dishes are labeled as they arrive so that we know that it's, cheesy potatoes with bacon versus no bacon, or that it's a gluten-free blueberry French toast. Ask the moms who brought the food to provide the name of the dish. We encourage you to do ingredients to make it allergy friendly, or even in the very least, just list any allergens that are in there if you know that it is not safe for people with dietary restrictions. You and your team are going to organize the food that is being served as it arrives. So generally we put hot stuff at the beginning, and then we do like side dishes and cold dishes towards the end with drinks at the very end. Arrange it, kind of put it out in an order that makes sense for going through a food line. Once you have it organized, you should also be opening it up to make sure it's being cut into half portion sizes. So if you have a casserole that comes in that's, and you're like a typical casserole dish, that's about 12 servings. We would encourage you to cut that into 24 servings. Our moms like to come and they like a little bit of everything. And we just want to make sure that we are cutting those things up into at least a half size serving, more that she gets a bite and not a whole entree's worth of food when she goes through that. Because she's going to pick up a scoop of this casserole and that casserole, and she's going to try those cheesy potatoes, and she's going to grab sausage, and she's going to grab a donut, and she's going to go all the way through the food line. And we just want to make sure that there's plenty of food to go around, and that, a mom doesn't say, ooh, that looks really good, and takes 1/12, a whole serving of a casserole, and then does the same thing at the next thing and all the way down. And then by the time your 25th person comes through the food, there's nothing left. So at least a half size portion. Some instances it's appropriate to even do less. I've seen donuts cut into quarters, so like basically donut whole size. We've done breakfast sandwiches. Breakfast sandwiches usually get cut into at least half. Bananas can get cut in half. Just think about that and just portion it out so that you can just grab a little bit of everything and make sure that there is food available for everything. Once you've cut a dish up, if it is a hot dish, cover it back up with foil or whatever it was on to help keep it warm until your food line starts. Then people are going to come up, they're going to be invited to the food line, they're going to go through the food line, and then your responsibility is done. We are not asking you to set up the room this year. That has been shifted to a different leader. We are not asking you to clean up and put away supplies at the end of the meeting. That has also been shifted to another leader. We are not asking you to make sure that you're welcoming moms as they come in. We please invite you to, smile at people as they walk past or thank them as they drop off food. But it is not your responsibility to have eyes on the room to make sure that everyone's feeling welcomed. All of those things have been shifted, and other leaders are being trained to be the eyes and responsibility of those things to allow you to focus on food. So we hope that this lifts some of that pressure. We hope that this feels more reasonable. The Sparkle Moms are the ones who will be responsible to oversee and make sure that all of the mini squad leaders are having their groups clean up their individual tables and putting all this stuff back into bins and putting things back into storage. Again, not something that the Foodie Mom needs to worry about. The Foodie Mom is responsible for making sure that the appropriate people are trained in kitchen procedures so that they do know how to clean up when it's their time for food. So if food is assigned by groups, you're going to need to make sure that you're training your mini squad leaders on your kitchen procedures and how to clean up. If food is assigned by individuals, you're just going to have a field trip to the kitchen at the beginning of the year and make sure that everybody knows how to clean up. But other than that, that is what the Foodie Mom is responsible for in the meeting. If you have any questions, let us know. But we hope that this feels lighter and easier.